because I am very single. For anyone that's listening, don't know the first thing about love.
And he is an artist.
And he's available.
And he also writes. So he is multi-layered and available. If we haven't said
his
that
answer
before.
Is fully getting dirty because it's on the floor. Hey, that's actually Stranger, and welcome back to Class of Cookie 2023, where I get 23 chefs to teach me 23 of their favorite cookies in the year 2023. And today we're taking it all the way back to good old traditional Italian biscotto with Maria Goretti's almost classic version of a traditional Italian amaretti. Now, usually when I get chefs to send me recipes, it's through email or at least through text. But with Maria, she gave me this recipe on a call while she was in Goa, probably on the beach, and waxing poetic about how she likes Italy and old school Italian cuisine and amaretti. So yes, this is me trying to vicariously live Maria Goretti's life through a traditional Italian cookie. Let's go. So the thing with traditional Italian amaretti, and really most of those traditional Italian biscottos, is that they are very, very, very easy and simple and basic to make. In the case of amaretti, it's just egg whites, sugar, and almond flour. To do a little more natak and to do a little more pastry chefy stuff, what I've done is I've gone ahead and replaced the almond with a combination of almond and hazelnut. Hazelnut is usually slightly more fatty, but has a lot more of that caramelized, comforting flavor. So I'm hoping this will make for a much better amaretto. The thing about using a nut flour-based recipe is that it tends to clump up a lot. The moisture in the nuts attracts each other and they tend to form a lot of clumps. So what I'm going to do is use a not particularly traditional technique that I learned when I was studying and working in Ireland, in which you form a claw, lift up the dry ingredients, and then drop it from a slight height. What this does is introduce air and breaks up those individual smaller clumps of the almonds and the hazelnuts. One thing to remember whilst doing this though is to do this after you've added the sugar, very importantly, because the sugar itself also will lubricate those individual bits and those individual pieces of the almond flour and separate them until they're nice and airy. At this point, I'm gonna go in and zest in some lemon, which is a very traditional accent flavor in an amaretti. But there's really a million different ways you could go with this. You could do orange, which is very popular, literally any other citrus fruit. Grapefruit is a little bitter, but also very popular. But you don't have to restrict yourself to citrus. As long as you have a flavoring oil or a flavoring essence, it's fair game. I know that in America, a lot of people love using bitter almond as a flavoring. I quite like also doing vanilla. Rose could be really nice with a little cardamom in there, but really the world is your oyster. Lastly, in true Italian fashion, I'm going to create a hole in the center and go in with all of my egg whites, bring this dough together, and then rest it for a little bit before I scoop them out into relatively large amaretti. So you'll see that I am not particularly an expert at rolling these out. Absolutely none of my amarettos are round. But the trick here, and one thing that really helps, is working with slightly dampened hands, which helps the rolling process go a lot smoother. So the amaretti is finally out of the oven, and they have those iconic amaretti cracks going through them, which is something that has got me very, very excited. And I absolutely cannot wait to get to taste these later this week with Maria Goretti at the beautiful Club Joies in Worthy. Okay, these look really good. I should be able to steal one, right? Like, I made them. Fuck it, I'm tasting one. Hot. Too hot. It's too hot. Hello, and welcome back. We are back here at the beautiful Club Joies, and I have with me the incredible Chef Maria Goretti. Chef Maria Goretti, thank you so much for being here. Now, some context for everyone. She's being all chill, but this has been a nightmare to schedule. we're doing this about 3 months after we should be doing this.
That's true.
And this is because, Chef, you've been busy writing a book, which is very exciting.
Yeah, it's released. I have the launch really soon. It's a poetry book. But before all of this, I just have to say this to you. Hello there, sexy stranger.
Oh no! Oh no, my cringy content is catching up to me.
I think it is the sexiest line ever, and I don't know anybody who's actually stood up there and actually looked into the camera and said something like that. And I'm telling you this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I was like, I just want to stand in front of camera every day and say, hello there, sexy stranger.
Love it, love it. So tell us all about your book.
So it's a poetry book, and it's called To the Moon and Back. And
very romantic.
Yes. It's got 40 poems all about love, loss, heartbreak, separation, yay, everything in one. And it's a book that is very simple. This is a straight book about feelings that are very complicated, but in very simple words.
So another thing is, now we've done this with 20 chefs already.
Okay.
And every time I ask a chef what their favorite cookie is, they take about a couple of days to figure it out. They go look for recipes because, you know, they're like, oh, there's so many cookies I like. But with you, I said, hey, Chef Maria, what is your favorite? Amaretti.
Yes.
Amaretti's my favorite. Amaretti's my favorite.
Yes.
How did you know immediately?
Because it is my favorite cookie. So if I have to think, and I have to just think and say, okay, what do I want to eat right now? It's always an Amaretti. It's always.
Is there there has to be. Well,
yes.
Give us context.
So a few years, actually not a few years ago, I think in 2011, 12, I think it was between 11 and 12. The friend of our friend, she's Italian, and she bought a packet of this. And I remember it was tea time, and we were going to see the sunset at a particular place, and they opened all these beautiful finger food, and then she opened this packet of Amaretti and she offered everyone this, and she said, I bought this from Italy. And I took a bite, and it was love at first bite.
No, so mind you, what she's trying to say is, I have a fancy Italian friend, and that's who you have to compete with for Amaretti.
I have no qualms to say that I'm sure this is fantastic. Can we bite into it?
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. We have some beautiful limoncello also. Thank you, team at Jolie's. So cheers. Yes.
Like. Cheers.
Ciao.
Oh my God, it's yum.
I'm glad.
I'm waiting for this deck now.
Well, Chef, I am so incredibly glad that you liked the cookie.
I loved it.
I was shitting my pants. Because like, oh yeah, my Italian friend, she got it from Italy. But I'm so glad you liked it.
Listen, this is one of the best. It's so good. Every time I watch you and what you do, your craft, the way you've honed it, what you do with it, I mean, I just feel incredibly, I would say aspirational.
Oh my God.
No, and I mean this, and I mean this. I mean this in the most normal human way, because what you've done with the art that you know is absolutely beautiful. What you do with chocolate is absolutely beautiful. What you do with your videos is absolutely beautiful. And just keep at it, keep going. And he's singing.
Well, all right. So since you're familiar with my content, we'll sign out like we usually do. It's hey sexy, stay sexy.
Oh.
Alrighty. So say it with me now.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Hey sexy, stay sexy.
Perfect.
I love it.
Got it. Cheers.